Sahana Vavatu Sahanu Bhunaktu Saviryam Karvavahi Tejasvi Navadittamastu Ma Vidvishavahi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome. Jai Ma Gange, Jai Badri Vishalji. So the monsoon has started very strong, so we're indoors today. Normally I'm outside. And the monsoon is a very special time for sannyasis because both Hindu and Buddhist monks used to wander and beg their foods. They don't do it as much as they used to. Some still do. But in the monsoon, they would come for 3 months into shelter and do more intensive sadhana. So Indian society broke down quite a bit through the Islamic invasions and then the colonialization of India. So times have changed. Now we stay more settled in places also. Anyhow, so today I wanted to give you a brief introduction to Kriya Yoga with a couple practices. Kriya Yoga was brought by Babaji again into the world. Babaji brought it to Lahiri Mahasaya, his disciple, in the 1860s. Usually we say 1863. Babaji said that after Krishna left the body, we entered into the Kali Yuga. And so in the Kali Yuga, the mantra japa was the best practice for most people. Recitation of God's name, because our consciousness went low, and only a few people in the Himalayas could continue to practice higher practices such as Kriya Yoga. So he said, now we're entering into a higher age, Dwapara Yuga, and it was time to reintroduce Kriya Yoga because man's understanding was on the ascending cycle. So Kriya Yoga is an advanced pranayama practice. There are 2 different types of pranayama. There's pranayama from the tradition of Hatha Yoga, which is more of a manipulation of the breath to gain control of the prana. So you're using the physical breath and its different practices to manipulate it to access the prana. So it's more on a physical level. That's how the yoga generally is. And then there's Raja Yoga Pranayama. Kriya Yoga is a form of Raja Yoga Pranayama. In Raja Yoga Pranayama, it's not so much about the physical manipulation, but using the mind. Placing the mind directly on the prana. Either placing the mind on the breath, which is a manifestation of the prana, or placing the mind, the awareness directly on the currents in the spine and in the spinal centers, and learning to feel the prana moving through the spine and the spinal centers. So by doing that, we are able to access the prana more directly, and it comes more directly under control of our awareness. The main principle behind Raja Yoga Pranayama and Kriya Yoga is that the prana is the support of the mind. Lahiri Mahasaya said, Lahiri Mahasaya, you can see him in this little picture next to Babaji. He said that when the mind is in movement, in fluctuation, it is the prana that is in fluctuation and movement. Mind is only prana. It is nothing else. So when the mind is agitated, it means the prana is agitated. And when we're able to withdraw the prana into the heart and into its resting state, he said that prana in the resting state, in its natural state, is the Atman, the self. So these are the secrets of more direct path to gaining control of the mind. We have to make the mind subtle so that the awakening, the realization of the light of the self naturally dawns. Without that subtle aspect of the mind, without purifying the mind and bringing it into a resting state, the light of the self becomes clouded. So it's a very simple thing. Just like now it's the monsoon, it's been raining all day, you don't see the sun. When the clouds pass, then we see the sun. Sometimes there's a few clouds, few white clouds floating in the sky. That's the sattvic, that's associated with the sattvic mind. A few pure thoughts moving through the mind is the sattvic mind. So that is what we want, that the light of the self naturally shines forth. So, as you know, my name is Swami Bodhicitta. I came to India in 30 years ago in 1991. Before that, I was a monk in Self-Realization Fellowship, the ashrams founded by Paramahamsa Yogananda and Kriya Yoga. But it became clear to the swamis there and to the in charge, the successor of Paramahamsa Yogananda there, Sri Dayamata, that I had been with Swami Chittananda in my previous lives. And they recommended I come to India and meet Swami Chittananda. I continued in Kriya Yoga, and I eventually became a monk, a Swami, under Swami Chittananda, and I served him for many years. I wanted to continue in Kriya Yoga, and I took his permission. There was a great yogi, a Kriya Yogi master named Swami Gyanananda Giri, who walked from Switzerland in 1952 to join Yogananda's ashrams in India. Swami Gyanananda Giri from Switzerland, and eventually, after 12 years staying there, he retired to the Himalayas. So I would go to him regularly for guidance in Kriya Yoga while living in Shivananda Ashram. Now I have my own ashram here. Eventually, Swami Gyanananda told me to give Kriya to others. So my ashram is just near Rishikesh, 25 kilometers from Rishikesh, next to the Tiger Reserve, Rajji Tiger Park, above the Nilkanth Temple in the forest. So next we're going to start some practices to learn about Kriya Yoga a little bit more. So, the first exercise I want to teach you is called 4-part body recharging. Yogananda developed a series of exercises he called the energization exercises. There's 38 of them. The 4-part body recharging is the most important one and can easily be done alone, either while lying in bed in the morning before you get up. You energize your entire body. When you lie down at night, before going to sleep, you do it to relieve all stress from the day and relax. We also do it in standing position, or we can do it in this kind of sitting position, like in a chair or something. You can't really do it in Padmasana or in the main meditation postures, but I'm going to do it in sitting posture rather than standing, just because of the camera. So Yogananda says that the prana enters the body at the back of the head, at the medulla oblongata, which is the seat at the top of the spine of the spiritual eye. The Agya chakra is at the top of the spine. So that's where he says the prana enters, at the top of the spine. And we can easily feel it at the back of the head, very easily feel the prana there. It's one of the easiest places to feel the prana. So when we're doing the exercise, we try to feel the prana going in, and we're going to direct it at different body parts when we do tensing and relaxing. Yogananda said that when we tense a body part, the mind and the prana automatically go there. We try to place our awareness completely in that body part as we do it. And the prana will go there. It helps to release stress and bring healing to that body part and to the entire body when we do the 4-part body recharging. Because in this exercise we do it for the whole body and for each body part. So we're going to begin by inhaling with double breathing, tensing the entire body, then exhaling with double breathing, relaxing. So double breathing is inhaling twice through the nose, like that, and then exhaling double twice through the mouth. This has been proven at the University of California, Los Angeles, to bring more prana into the body, more life energy into the body for healing and relaxation. So let's try that breathing once more. Inhale double through the nose. Hold to count of 3, looking at the spiritual eye. Then exhale through the mouth, double breathing and relaxing. So we're going to do that again. This time we're going to tense the entire body we're going to inhale and gradually tense the entire body as we inhale until we have full tension. Hold the tension to a count of 3 and look at the spiritual eye. Hold there. And then after a count of 3, we exhale double breathing and relax gradually. All right? Begin. Tense the entire body and hold the breath. Look at the spiritual eye. And relaxing. Once more. Hold and look at the spiritual eye. Hold the breath, full tension, looking at the spiritual eye. Exhale and relax. Now we're going to do each body part one at a time. We're not going to do the double breathing. Just breathe normal and place it. We're going to start with the left foot, then the right foot, the left calf, right calf, all the way up the entire body. So tense the left foot and gradually and hold to a count of 3. And relax. Right foot, tense. Relax. Place the awareness inside the body part. Left lower leg, calf muscles, gradually tense. And relax. Right lower leg, calf, on 1, on 2, on 3, and relax. Left thigh, upper leg, on 1, on 2, on 3 with full tension. Then relax. Right calf, right thigh, on 1, on 2, on 3, full tension. And relax. Left buttocks, tensing, full tension, on 1, on 2, on 3, relax. Right buttock, tensing, holding, on 1, on 2, on 3, relax. Lower abdomen, tensing the lower abdomen. On 1, on 2, 3. Upper abdomen. And relax. Tense your left hand. 1. 2. 3. And relax. Tensing the right hand. 1. 2. 3. Relax. Tensing the forearm. 1. 2. 3. And relax. Tensing the right forearm. 1. 2. 3. Relax. Left upper arm. 1. 2. 3. And relax. Just remember, when I do a video in a selfie mode, it flips my body. So I'm saying left arm. It looks to you like right arm. It's just the video is flipped in selfie. Okay, now the right arm. Tensing. 1. 2. 3. And relax gradually. Left chest. 1. 2. 3. Relax. Right chest. Tensing fully. 1. 2. 3. Relax. Left side of neck. 1. 2. 3. Relax. Right side of neck. 1. 2. 3. And relax. Front of neck. 1. 2. 3. Relax. That's very good for all these glands, the thyroid, the lymph glands, and the Vishuddha chakra. Now we've done all the body parts up to here. If you want, we can do the face. That's an extra thing. We exhale and stick the tongue out and hold the face in tension. And relax. Now the last step is we're going to inhale with double breathing. As we do it, we start from the left foot, right foot, bringing the tension all the way up until the entire body is tense. And then we hold for a count of 3, looking at the spiritual eye with full tension. And then as we exhale, double breathing, we relax right to left and down until the entire body is relaxed. Okay? Let's do it. Inhaling through the nose, double breathing, and tensing. Hold the entire body in full tension. And relax right to left down as you exhale. Once more. So that's the 4-part body recharging from Paramahamsa Yogananda. It's a very powerful practice. So now we want to learn one of the most important meditation practices to prepare for Kriya Yoga. Kriya Yoga is given in Diksha. initiation. And when we take initiation into Kriya Yoga, we make a vow that we don't disclose it to others, we don't put it in books. And we only can give it if our guru has instructed us to do that. So we don't just start doing it because we think we're a great teacher now, and we came to Rishikesh and we know everything, we've met everyone. It's nothing like that whatsoever. Kriya Yoga is a very powerful practice, and to us it is very sacred. And we want to keep it very sacred. But the first practice we can give without the main practice, not the first, but the main practice we give without initiation to help people start meditating and prepare for Kriya Yoga is Hamsa meditation. So in the Upanishads and in the Tantras, they talk about Hamsa. It is considered, it is a nirguna mantra, a mantra without form, and generally given to sannyasis, not to householders. But sometimes if a person's mind is capable of conceiving of the abstract in India, then also non-form mantras can also be given. So we give this because in Kriya Yoga, the breath is the foundation of meditation. So first we start with a little breath meditation, awareness on the breath simply, just watching the breath coming and going on its own. And then after a few minutes, we start Hamsa. In some traditions, it's also given as Soham. So that is also correct. It is more the emphasis on the meaning. In Vedanta, they look more at the Vedantic meaning, and Soham means that reality of Brahman has become the individual. But in the Tantras, for a yogi, we start with the self, the Atman. That's our point of starting to meditate. And Hamsa means basically, I am that reality. So that is our starting point to realize. The end is the same. But the big difference for Kriya Yoga is that Hamsa is the Ha is an expansion of the throat to draw more prana up. And we're not teaching that today, but that gets into Kriya Yoga. But that's why we do it as Hamsa in Kriya Yoga. And I'm giving a lot of information to you really fast because there's not a lot of time in 30 minutes, and that's how this seminar is done. Anyway, so we're going to sit for meditation. I'll give you your basic instruction. Like I said, sit in a comfortable position for meditation. And you have to do this regularly. If you want any real result, it is a regular practice every day. You are devoted to it, just like you're devoted to all the other things you do, eating, sleeping, and everything else you do during the day. Sadhana is the most important activity you can do, more important than sleeping, drinking, and eating, and everything else. So we're going to sit. I like to sit in Padmasana. And then we're going to start with just breath meditation. Meditating on the breath. And lifting the eyes gently upward to the spiritual eye. Gently looking there. It's not pressure. It's not a lot of pressure. You don't try too hard. You're gently gazing there, trying to see a diffuse golden light. As you sit, look here, and then we're going to start the breath meditation for a couple minutes, and then we move into Hamsa. So, Hamsa is very simple and very powerful. As we're breathing, and we've been doing the breath meditation, then as the breath inhales, we mentally chant Om. And as the breath exhales, you mentally chant Sa. That's all it is. Gradually, the breath is slowing down, coming into its natural state. The prana is stabilizing. The breath, the heart, and the mind are all connected by the prana. By doing a practice like breath meditation, and even more so Hamsa, the breath will naturally start to slow down because you're focusing on the prana. The heart will slow down, and the mind will gradually slow down. And then you rest in your own self, in pure awareness. That is what we want. Alright, let us begin. We're not going to do it today, but normally I do a couple rounds of Kapalabhati also, just to get the breath and the prana moving a little bit better. I always do some yoga asanas every day, like about 45 minutes. You can also do Yogananda's energization exercises. That's really good. But something like that should be done before you sit to meditate normally, because it helps to get the prana moving. And it makes it so you can sit longer. Just keep the body fit. Eat sattvic food, and you want to be able to stay in this body with good health as long as possible. It's a very sacred opportunity we have here. All right, let's begin with breath meditation, looking at the spiritual eye. And then move into the Hamsa practice. Continue breath awareness and mentally chant on the inhalation, Sa on the exhalation. So that was a very short meditation. The main point was to get you started. In the beginning, sit for 15 minutes to 20 minutes, gradually increasing your sitting practice. try to do it twice a day. Morning is the most important. If you practice, the mind will gradually become stabilized through practice, and you will learn to rest in your own self and be full of bliss. God bless you all.